Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Zebron. This is episode 14 of our lessons. On this episode, I'm going to teach you how to fix no service and also how to repair IMEI numbers on any Android devices. So if today is your first time watching my videos, kindly give me a follow, subscribe, press notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I post a video. So before I dive into the process, there are few information I want to enlighten you on so that you understand the whole process. So if you receive a device from your client, especially let's use Samsung for example, because Samsung is widely used and it is one of everybody's favorites, right? So let's use Samsung for education purpose, right? So let's assume that you receive a Samsung phone from any of your clients and you see on top no service. So there are few things you have to consider. Most of the time, it is not necessarily software to repair IMEI or to patch the file or something like that. Most of the time, it is the hardware issue. So these are the troubleshoot process you're supposed to follow and try and see if the problem was solved. So first of all will be opening the back of the phone. Most of the time, one way or the other, the customer has taken it to a different technician to open the phone, fixing something. So sometimes you see the antenna cable from the charging unit to the motherboard. Sometimes it might be disconnected. So if that cable is disconnected, you may have no service. So you need to check whether the cable is there or it has been removed or it is not sitting well. You have to put in consideration and check that particular cable. Secondly, most of repairers, when they repair the phone, they don't put all the screws. So sometimes the antenna connection to the board, it is not sitting well. So you're supposed to check all the screws, whether all the screws are there, the board is sitting well to communicate with the antenna. You're supposed to check that. That is the second troubleshoot you're supposed to also consider. And the third troubleshoot is that the back case that you use to cover the phone, most of the manufacturers make the antenna at the back of the case. So if you remove the back cover or the back cover is not covering well, you may have no service because the antenna that's supposed to connect you to the main grid, it is disconnected from the device. That can cause no service. After troubleshooting all these things and you still get no service, then let's turn on the phone and run a software diagnostics. So now the first thing you're supposed to do is to open the dial and type *#06# to make sure whether the IMEI number is still active on that particular device. So mind you, sometimes the IMEI number will show, but the baseband of the phone may have issue. So in as much the IMEI number is still showing, doesn't mean the baseband is still working sometimes. So I'm just trying to let you know that. So first of all, you dial *#06# and if the IMEI number shows, it means that one, you have assurance that the IMEI number is running, right? So the second thing is that if you dial *#06# and the IMEI number did not show, you have an idea that the IMEI number has been wiped. So if the IMEI number has been wiped, these are the challenges you face. One, if you insert SIM card, it will say no SIM card because the IMEI number is supposed to verify the SIM card and communicate the SIM card to your device. So if the IMEI number has been wiped, there's no way your SIM card is going to communicate. So it will say no SIM card. So if you are receiving no SIM card, meanwhile there's a SIM card in the device, consider checking the IMEI number. If the IMEI number is not showing, maybe your baseband chip has spoiled. So maybe it is still working, but we call something MV file. It has been wiped off because maybe someone tried to flash the phone and the MV has been wiped. So that one can also cause no service. It can also cause SIM not inserted or no SIM card. So these are the things you're supposed to consider. So I'm going to dive into the computer and I'll show you 4 softwares you can use to fix all these issues. One, we are going to use Odin, which is Odin is a free software everybody can download from the internet. It is free. And the second is going to be Unlock 2. So Unlock 2 is also cheap, everybody can buy. And the second expensive I'll go is called Pandora. So Pandora is also expensive, but if you're a technician, you know what Pandora can do. And the last expensive one is going to be Chimera. So Chimera is also part of the tools you can use to fix all these issues. So without further ado, let's dive into how we do it. Let's go. Okay guys, so let's dive into the process. This process is going to be downloading a firmware and using a firmware to fix the no service issue. So let's see how we can do it. So let's go to Google and type any random model and try and use that random model to see if we can learn something from that. So let's type, let's say A045F firmware, right? So let me type this and let's choose any random website to learn something. So this one, it will take us to this website, right? So as you can see, this is the model I search for, and most of the time if you are searching for firmware, type the model number, let's say A05F. So if you type A05, they have so many A05. If you type A04, they have so many A04. So be specific on the full model number so you get exact firmware you are looking for. So we are looking for so many things, but I want us to learn something here. So why all these countries, showing here? Why all these countries? So the reason is that if the manufacturer makes the devices, they have devices which is going to Ghana, US, Germany, Europe, so many countries that they make phones for. So let's say the phone in your hand, you receive it from maybe Europe, or you don't know the country where the phone is even coming from. But mind you, all these countries you see here, they have a specific network configuration for their frequency. So maybe you receive a phone from abroad and it gets to Ghana and there's no service. Maybe it is not network locked, but the frequency configuration doesn't match. So within Samsung firmware, we have a file called CSC, which contains the network configuration. So if you encounter this kind of issue, you might consider flashing a full firmware which contains 4 files, so you gain the access to the CSC to also flash. So as you can see the files here, look for your country and then choose your country. Let's say I'm in Ghana, so I'm going to choose Ghana, obviously. So I scroll down to the bottom, and as you can see, these are the versions they have available for that particular model which I set. So as you can see, they have Android 13, 14, so many 14. So also check the Android version already on the device, because if the device is already on Android 14 and you download Android 13, it is not going to work. It will be a total waste of time. If you try to flash it, it will give error. So download the latest version, which is going to be this one, or consider checking the binary number, because if the binary number is higher and you download lower binary numbers, if you try to flash, it will not work. So to be on the safer side, this one we are not trying to downgrade or do any technical stuff. What we are trying to do is to fix the software issue. So download the latest version and then extract it to your PC. So if you download this Samsung version, you are going to get 4 files, right? So these 4 files, you are going to use a software called Odin to flash it. Odin is a free software. Everybody can just download it from the internet. So let me show you Odin on my PC. So this is Odin software as you see on my PC. So if you download the Samsung firmware and extract it, you are going to get 4 files, which is BL for bootloader, AP for the main firmware, that is the access point, the main full firmware. You can even flash only that to update your device, but this one we are trying to fix an issue, so we are going to flash all the files. So bootloader, AP, CP, and CSC. So CSC is what I was talking about. The CSC is the main configuration for the network. So they configure it for your providers. So if you are having a network challenges, you should consider flashing the CSC and you can get it fixed. So sometimes you never know what kind of CSC version you are flashing, so it is better to download all the firmware and flash all of them so that you won't have any boot issue or something like that. So this is Odin. You can download it from anywhere. So you click on it, then you select the location where your firmware is being extracted to, and then you load the files, and after loading them, just click on start and it will flash it for you. So if you don't know how to flash Samsung firmware, I think you should check some of my videos. I explain how to flash it, because you have to put it into Odin mode or download mode before you can proceed, which your compo is supposed to show here. So you should go and check the video which I explain how to flash Samsung files, right? So that is Odin for you. So now let's also talk about Chimera. So if this process which I shown you how to download the firmware and things you should consider. So if you have your phone connected to the PC and you have a Chimera, you don't need to go through any Google downloading or searching for the firmware. All you have to do is to click on download in the Chimera tool. Clicking on download, and then also click on new download. These are the models they have firmwares for. So if your phone is Samsung, you just choose Samsung and then search for your model which you are about to download the firmware for, and then you can detect, or you can choose any of them depending on the model you have. I'm just saying, sometimes they have auto detect to get you the right one, but if you want to be specific, then you have to search. So that is how easy Chimera can be for you to download the firmware. And I bet you most of the Chimera firmwares can fix most of the network issues. So sometimes you have no service and you download a firmware from Chimera software, and then it can fix it. Sometimes your IMEI will lost, and the firmware they have can also fix the CSC file and restore the IMEI number. So Chimera, you can't be in this industry without having Chimera. I know Chimera is expensive, but it is one of the tools that can save your ass. Let's go, never mind. So that is Chimera for you. So sometimes you connect your phone into debug mode. You can as well patch the CSC file, or if the phone is in download mode and it supports patching, you can patch your file using the Chimera tool and you can get your network working, right? I don't have any Samsung phone to connect right now to show you, but I'm trying to show you that Chimera can do most of the job when it comes to no service and when it comes to no SIM card aspect. Chimera can do most of the job for you. So let's close Chimera and let's go to Unlock Tool. I know most of you have Unlock Tool, but you underestimate what Unlock Tool can do for you. So this is Unlock Tool, and if you open Unlock Tool for the first time, this is the interface you see. So if you are trying to repair IMEI numbers in Unlock Tool, we don't think about going to the model, trying to look for where to repair IMEI number, because that is not how it works, right? All right. So if you go to the models, and then the list will be on your left hand side like that, none of them has an option which you can use to repair IMEI number. You cannot use any of these options to repair IMEI number. However, there is a method to fix that using unlock tool. So first of all, what you do is to repair IMEI number using unlock tool, you have to go straight to the chipset, not on the surface. So now we are going to talk about something deeper than what I explained earlier. So let's click on MTK. We are using MTK chipset for education purpose, for example. So if you receive a device which is using MTK chipset and then that particular device has no service, or the IMEI number has been lost, and you want to fix the IMEI number, or you want to restore the IMEI number, you have to go straight to the chipset. So we are on MTK, and most of the time if you come here, it is on special service at the bottom. It's on special service, so you have to remove it from special service to generics, like that. So when you are on generics, you see all these options, but today what we are going to focus on is backup NV, restore NV, erase NV, and repair IMEI number. So what I'm going to talk about it is that, one way or the other, maybe the client took the phone somewhere, they are trying to remove MDM, they are so many things people can try their hands on, and it can get the NV file wiped off. So the NV file contains your network configuration such as IMEI number, your serial number, etc. So if the NV file has been wiped off from the phone, there's no way your IMEI number will show. Sometimes, most of the times, your baseband chip is working perfectly, but because of the NV file which has been wiped from the phone, the network or the IMEI number will not show. So what you have to do is that you have to buy NV file for your model, but NV files are not free. Most of the time you have to buy. I know website you can get it from, but I'm not doing advert for any website this time around, so I'm not going to point any website, but however, you can search on Google, and so many websites which sell files can also sell NV file for your phone to you. So before you buy it, make sure it is, your phone really need NV file. So before you buy, so you will not waste your time, because sometimes you buy and restore, but maybe it is a hardware issue. Your baseband is not working, so obviously even if you restore, it's still not going to work, right? So you have to make sure. So you buy NV file, and what you have to do is that you have to boot your phone into broom mode and test your broom mode to see your device broom mode is communicating, right? So after buying the NV file from the website you prefer or you bought it from, it will come in a zip file like that. So you have to extract it to your PC and then click on restore NV file. So if you click on restore NV file, you have to locate where your NV file is, and then you select it like open, and then it will be loaded into your unlock tool, and all you have to do is to boot the phone into broom mode, and then the flashing will start and it will restore your NV file to the phone. So after restoring the NV file, let's say your phone the time you are trying to fix the phone, it shows no SIM card, because if there is no NV, it will show no SIM card. So after restoring NV, it will move from no SIM card to no service. So from no service, still your IMEI is still not going to show. So now you have to check the back of your phone or wherever you can find your original IMEI number, and then now you have to restore the IMEI number on top of the NV file. So you click on repair IMEI number, and this dialog is going to open. If your phone is using one IMEI number, tick 1. If your phone is using two IMEI numbers, tick 2. And then after taking this, type your IMEI numbers here, and after typing it, click on this section and choose MTK generics 4G. So after selecting this one, all you have to do is to write the IMEI number onto the phone. So after writing the IMEI number, you will see your network bar will start raising on top of the phone and your network will be fixed. So that is how you repair IMEI number using unlock tool. Most of the time it is not necessarily buying MV file, because most of the phone has the MV file, just that the IMEI number has been wiped off. You know, MTK chipset is easy to mess it up, so maybe one way or the other someone got his or her hands on the device and messed that IMEI up. So you just have to use this process, not the MV part, and then type your original IMEI number, select this section, and then restore it, and then you get your network back on track. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a follow. Also subscribe, press notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I post a video. My name is Zebron. Enjoy the rest of my videos. Peace.